Hello, Libra Sun, Libra Moons, Libra Risings, and what am I missing? Libra Venuses. Welcome to my channel, Tarot by the Intuitive Teacup. My name is Annie. I'm going to read your tarot cards. We're going to start you off with an oracle card, just a little positive affirmation to get us started here. As always, guys, these are general tarot messages, so not everything I say will resonate with every single Libra out there. Do know that in advance and only take away what resonates with you, something that motivates you, empowers you, inspires you. If it doesn't resonate, push it aside. I'll see you next week maybe, right? It won't be your message every time. All right, let's get one more. Let's do that. Oh, you got one of my favorite ones. Oh, you have really cool ones. So this one actually just came up, I think, in Aquarius's message. It came up quite a bit this time around. So something in the collective, I guess. Today holds unlimited possibilities to see the beauty in life. And more reason to appreciate the little things, right? I just love these oracle cards. They're so pretty. They're new. I absolutely love them. It's called Shine Bright from the Inside Out. Really cool deck. I highly recommend it. This says nourish your body with high vibing energy. So do treat your body as your temple, right? Mind, body, and spirit. You got to keep the engine running. So put good stuff in there. Fuel it well. Bottom of the deck says be bold. Don't be afraid to stand out. I love this message for you, Libra. And I love her lipstick too. Aren't these illustrations so cool? I love this deck. Anyway, okay. I'm going to stop saying that. And then last but not least, this one says stay away from drama today. No drama, mama. I just love this image too. She like gazing longingly at the sun. It just looks really peaceful and relaxing and kind of hitting reset. Taking like a mental health day or a mental health week, taking a vacation, doing something good that just fuels your body and makes your energy feel like you're in good spirits. Self-care, right? Let's call it self-care. All right, let's do it. What deck shall we do? Do I want to do this for Libra? Yeah, why not? I'm actually really digging this deck. I got the Nightmare Before Christmas deck. For those who don't know, it's like a Disney cartoon movie. It's very like Halloween centric, but as kitschy as it sounds, it's actually an incredible deck. Like I'm getting really good messages off of it. So anyway, we'll mix and match, but I'll pull a few from this and we'll see. We'll see what's up. I feel like Libras want the fairy tale one. We'll do something from that too. All right, let's tap into Libra's energy. Libra. What can I tell Libra? So the Four of Wands is sometimes the soulmate card. It is shown with multiple people here, so it could be like your soul tribe, your soul family. It can, at minimum, the Four of Wands can be a solid foundation, but there's lots of room for growth. A lot of times it can be a milestone in a relationship, a milestone at work. It could be a personal accomplishment where you're establishing a solid foundation, but that's not where it starts. It's like one small victory that leads to like a whole lot more than maybe you're actually anticipating. So a lot of you are working on some sort of craft project or a hobby, and it's like you're finally starting to see it come into fruition. You're finally starting to see it come together. It could literally be a sewing project or something with clothing. For anybody who's like an entrepreneur doing their own clothing line or fashion line or something like that, you may have launched the website and you're starting to get like sales, essentially. And I know that's very specific. Obviously, it's not for all of you, but more or less, that's kind of the storyline. It's you've been working to establish something, and now it's fairly solid. You've been working at it very consistently. So I think your work on this or towards it is only going to increase. So in a weird way, I'm almost being called to say, so make sure, like, now's a good time to check in. Do you love this? Are you happy doing this? Can you see yourself doing this for another several months or several years? Because this is a good message, but it's almost like check in with yourself, because if there's anything about your current schedule where you are not honoring your body, I'm hearing the word productivity. Productivity is only going to increase. I think you're going to be very busy in a good way because essentially you're earning money doing something that you love. I guess what this is saying, though, is make sure you are not allowing it to take a toll on your body and essentially biting off more than you can chew. Temperance is very important for you, so work-life balance. A lot of you, it seems like right now, you're seeing the success, and because of that, you may develop this mentality that is like workaholic. And I know we laugh like, oh, haha, workaholic. But no, like that's a legitimate thing. It's like you become addicted to, making that money. Ain't nothing wrong with that, boo, right? Like that's awesome. And I mean, that message in itself is so great to hear, right? There's something about an opportunity, whether it's a job or a craft project, a hobby. It's raking in money, very much like Etsy type stuff too, crafts and arts and all that. But I'm being called to say some of you are going to get in way too deep, and you're going to neglect the health of your body, mind, body, spirit, your temple, right? Treat your body like it is the machine. Keep it running good. In fact, that's so funny. As I said that, I literally heard oil change. Some of you need to get your oil changed because your car is going to be kaput. And that's what I mean. It's something that's related. It's like, oh, you have a catering business and you're bringing stuff, I don't know, door to door. You're delivering, wedding cakes or whatever. And it's like the day of, you're supposed to deliver this cake and your car won't start. It's something like, don't forget the small details by putting all your eggs in one basket and going full steam ahead. Now's a good time to sort of check the other areas of your life that maybe you've had to put on the back burner to get this thing up and running. It seems to be up and running, and I think there's a period where it is very consistent, it's very manageable, it's very good, but know that the longer you continue to like crush it and make kind of sales, those are going to increase in clients. And I get in your first hearing of this message, you're like, oh, that's awesome. So that's why it's so important to understand, or really be forward thinking, futuristic thinking. Try and anticipate where areas of your life could get lost in the shuffle when this work increases, so that way you're absolutely making time for it where necessary. I hope that makes sense. Order of priorities, you need to be the main priority. Yes, your business too, but most importantly, your body, your health, your mental health, your emotional health, your physical health. Do you have time to exercise when you're working, X amount of hours each week? That's important. Make sure you're able to do that. Some of you are experiencing something at work where there's like a mean girl syndrome. It kind of feels like someone's picking on you. So there's a few things I want to offer, especially for some of my Libras who have very strong Pisces in their chart. You may, and your feelings are valid, sort of. And here's why I'm going to say that. I think something was said, and for some of you, you're right, it was inappropriate. If that's the case, you're being asked to stand up for yourself. It's not that you're gonna, start duking it out with this person in the office. It does seem to be between females. It could even be your sister or a family member. It's saying love yourself enough to stand up for what is right. Be courageous. So rather than being the person who just like keeps the peace, the middleman, if something was done that was quite severe and it was just not okay, you have options, right? You can, speak to this person respectfully. You can get HR involved. You can go to your management. It's saying don't be silent, because again, it's like this is your window of opportunity to nip it in the bud so it doesn't become worse, okay? That's one message, and I don't want to contradict it, but then there's another message too where I still think you should bring it to a supervisor or a manager if it's not appropriate for you to confront this person just one-on-one. And don't do it with venom, right? Do it with a very openness of, listen, I feel kind of weird about this. Can we talk, right? A lot of you, even though you go through the proper channels of, getting someone involved and sort of like mediating a conversation, because I don't know exactly what happened, but it does feel a little bit shady. I also think that there was something that was greatly misunderstood on your part. So I think when you hear where the other person is coming from, you may look back and regret you overreacting. So I think that's sort of the key. That's sort of where you're going to find that balance, is understanding, okay, like that really did cross a line with me, but I'm not going to participate in drama or backstabbing or catty energy. Like, again, just nip it at the bud and take care of the issue, because for some of you, you're going to have to work with this person. And I mean, do you have to? No, you can up and leave this job, but are you going to up and leave this job because someone's being like a diva? Probably not, right? I think it's saying you need to be solution oriented. I think you need to defend yourself. I think you need to set firm boundaries. And that's what I mean. You need to let this person know in advance, like, they're not, like, I'm just giving you an example, like, you're not my boss, you don't run the show. So if you're going to approach me with a favor, you need to say please and thank you, and I'm allowed to say sorry, I don't have time for that. Like, you need to kind of like lay it out for this person so that moving forward there's a very clear expectation of like people's jobs roles and essentially what falls under your kind of what you're in charge of for work. I hope that makes sense. I think even though it might be a little bit uncomfortable or awkward, because let's say, for instance, this person could be new. This could be your new boss or a new coworker. I get that it's awkward because you don't want to cause waves. Of all my zodiac signs, Libras are the least likely to want to cause waves and make a big scene. But the whole point of this card, it's like, be bold. Do that thing because you know it is the truth. You are the Justice card in tarot. Essentially, this could spin out of control and become drama city if you don't have, again, a mature conversation about it very soon or right when it happens, know that that's not you being too sensitive or you being wrong. It's respecting yourself. It's standing up for yourself. And I know some of you are like cringing at the idea of doing it. In the long term, you're going to be glad you did, because otherwise I think you're going to be sulking that things continue to get worse. And I almost see you as feeling very isolated. I just keep getting this vibe of like there's someone new in your environment or in your space, or if you share an apartment with multiple people, it could be, again, something at work. It feels like there's this introduction of a new person and they're suddenly the talk of the town and they're very popular or something, but you had an awkward encounter with them, so already you feel like you're cast away from like this social group. And again, being Libra, you like to be part of the group, right? That's very natural. Libras are not typically a sign I consider loners, but of course there are exceptions to that, right? So the fact that you're feeling like you're being excluded, that's the word. Part of it, I think, is in your head. But again, if you can sort of bridge that gap of awkwardness with this one person, you're not going to feel like separated from the whole group. And I'm sort of struggling with this a little bit, because part of it is that you are building it up to be this monster. Like you're building it up to be way worse than it is. So just be aware of that. Essentially, make sure that you are not... I hate to phrase it like that, like I'm telling you what to do. Check in with your emotions, but also remember to check in with the logic. Like, are you just using your logic to validate what you're feeling? And is what you're feeling real, or is it this projection of insecurity or something, right? It's good to use both, the logic and the emotions. They need to work together, very much like the Chariot card in tarot. So maybe this involves a Cancer. Maybe you've got like a little crabby Cancer in the office or something like that. All right. And no matter what the situation is, a little bit of perspective and distance from the situation, it will reinvigorate you. It will, I think removing yourself from the drama in the situation rather than lashing out irrationally or jumping to some conclusion where, given a little bit of time, you're going to look back and be like, oh, maybe I did misinterpret that. Avoid the drama, literally stay away from the drama today, right? And just give it a day, give it 24 hours to think about it. I still think for a lot of you, the correct move will be, again, to advocate for yourself, but it might be in the heat of the moment you're misinterpreting or jumping to conclusions. And same for this person too. I'm not saying anybody's in the right or in the wrong here. But I guess what I'm encouraging you, or why I'm encouraging you so much to not just jump ship or burn a bridge with anyone, is because something about this situation is really setting you up for a lot of success. And I'll be honest, this isn't to punish you, but Libra, more or less, this is to get you to kind of flex that muscle that is a little bit weak. It's to get you to step outside the comfort zone and, call somebody on it when they disrespect you, when they don't treat you right. And I know that's uncomfortable, but think of it this way. That's exactly why you need to get into the healthy practice and habit of doing it, right? Because otherwise you're going to be treated like a doormat in relationships, in your family, by your coworkers, and homie, don't play that, right? You treat Libra like the goddess he or she is, right? And it doesn't have to be females. I am sort of getting the idea of cattiness. So, guys can be that way too. But yeah, I feel like you're going to see a lot of success at this job or in this position or with this group of people. So again, if an awkward circumstance arises, just take a breath and then approach it the next day and make sure you get to a very clear conclusion of where you guys stand at the end of this. So again, everyone can just get along again. It can go back to normal. And if you truly are going to hit reset, if you and this person had words and then you come together and, it ends with a handshake and I'm sorry and this and that, do not hold that baggage over this person's head, because then you're lying, right? So you can't do that. If this truly is a fresh start, you have to operate that way, okay? I think that's really important. Tell me more about this. I'm almost getting something about what is that show called? Project Runway? So anybody who works in the fashion industry or doing hair or salon, cosmetics, such a Libra message. Or something with sewing. You have a lot of sewing and needles, which I know it's just the deck, but also there might actually be something to that for a select few of you. Yeah, don't allow this person to bring out the ugly side of you, the shadow side of you that maybe is insecure or is fearful or is confrontational. Stand up for yourself, but this does not have to be a tragedy. This does not have to be the end of this role or the end of this job because you feel like you got thrown under the bus. Stick up for yourself. Be the Empress, right? I said that earlier. You're the Empress, that Venus card. And also remember, when someone essentially talks down to you or does something that is rude, it really, truly is not a reflection on you. It's like there's a lot you probably don't know about this person's personal life. And so they may be going through a lot. Maybe their kid is sick. Maybe this person is going through a divorce. Maybe they just lost their parent, right? Maybe they're just having a really shitty day, and unfortunately you crossed their path at the right time, or really the wrong time in the wrong moment. And so maybe they spewed some words, and I guarantee you they probably feel shitty about it. So again, I don't think you need to punish this person or give them the cold shoulder or equally react in kind of that mean, malicious manner. I think you're being asked to step up and be the more mature person, be the bigger person. And I'm not saying you have to do this, but I almost think in a very Libra way, it's almost like you want to assure this person that whatever went down between you, like it's water under the bridge. Like, I think this person knows that they kind of screwed up. And so in a sense, they may be so insecure that even though you guys have had like an apology, they may still like avoid you because they feel very self-conscious when they're around you, because it's like you caught them fucking up, like you saw their weakness and they don't like that. This person likes to pretend they have it all together. You might also be dealing with a Leo. Be your authentic self around them, and I could even see you making a very kind gesture towards them because you are coming up as the Empress, and the Empress rules over her kingdom very fairly, right? I could even see you as like leaving a note on this person's desk, like, hey, let's grab coffee tomorrow morning, or just almost as like a peace offering to assure this person, like, I'm not one up on you. I'm not trying to be better. I'm not trying to prove myself as more this or that. Like, we are co-workers, we are equals. Like, let's truly like establish a friendship so that we don't have to do like the whole bullshit office politics. I think this could actually end up being a friendship in your life. And I know some of you are like, never, that will never happen with this bitch. Don't say that though, because you never know. And essentially what you speak and what you think is what you manifest. So try and see the good qualities in this person and, give it some time, right? If after 6 months of you being very kind and your authentic self, I'm not saying kiss this person's ass, I'm not saying buy them presents and gifts or whatever, right? If you're your authentic self and you can go in confidently knowing you're doing the best you can, if after whatever, you give it a time length that is appropriate, if after that time length they're still being icy cold to you, okay, then detach, that's fine. Again, you don't need to retaliate, you don't need to purposely be cold or manipulative or, shady, trickstery. There's no need for that. But ultimately, if this person doesn't want to hang out with you, it's their loss, and their lack of confidence, even if it's being projected at you in a way that feels a little bit off, like I think intuitively you sense it. Again, remember, it has nothing to do with you. That is this person's own problem, so shrug it off. And I know that's hard for you because, like a lot of zodiac signs, you want to be liked, right? That is a very normal human quality. You may or may not get it from this person. To be honest, there's kind of two different storylines. Some of you, ironically, will become best friends with this person. Some of you are going to be this person's bridesmaid, or there's something about a bridal party, or I don't know, like they may hire you to do like photographs at their wedding or their baby shower, or vice versa. Like there's some connection where you guys hang out socially outside of work, and you mend the gap that way, and you're going to look back and laugh because you're going to be like, oh shit, do you remember when we first met? And it's going to be like a funny story of how you guys first met. That's for some of you, right? That's not for all of you. Especially, you may be dealing with another Libra. That makes a lot of sense. You may be dealing with another Libra. Maybe a Taurus, maybe a Leo, maybe a Cancer. All right. Anything else? Let's wrap this up. This is a small challenge or obstacle, and I'm telling you, this was karmic. This was fated because you were meant to improve a skill of confidence about yourself. To stand up for yourself and not feel guilty or weird or ashamed, to know when someone does something that isn't right, to correct them, essentially. You better come correct. That's what I'm hearing. Yeah. You're putting down the baggage and the burdens. And yeah, this opens a whole new world to you. This is like you graduate from the old version of yourself that used to be insecure or lacked confidence or really questioned yourself a lot. I see you as very pensive of like, oh, well, I feel like I should do this, but what if that happens? Like you're getting too lost in the thought when you know exactly what was done. And I think intuitively you know the correct path to take. So listen to that. That's your intuition. Never keeps you in a state of fear, right? It always wants you to grow and develop as a spiritual being. But sometimes that happens in ways that are maybe not super comfortable, but from those awkward situations, you're going to gain a lot of valuable wisdom. And essentially, this person will show you their true colors. Maybe they already did, and you can take it at face value. I wouldn't judge a book by its cover. I think this person's appearance means a lot to them. So it's not always what you see is what you get. This person specifically may have suffered from a lot of trauma in grade school, middle school. They may have been teased or picked on, especially because of their weight, or vice versa. This could be you. This person may have severe like body issues or body dysmorphia. And so that's what I mean. It's like a guise. They come off as this very like poised, confident person, but on the inside, they're riddled with insecurity. So maybe you're being asked to be that game changer. You're being asked to step in and be that person who shows them kindness despite their ugly side. Despite this person maybe lashing out because they're feeling awkward and insecure. They're the new girl in the office and they have to kind of like, prove their worth or whatever. What if you completely not succeed, contradict their expectation of how you're going to react or who you're going to be? What if essentially by killing them with kindness, you make them realize something that they want to change about themselves? This is actually a really badass message. Like, I think this is an incredible message. I hope you think so too. I don't mean to give myself compliments, but this seems very profound. That's what I mean by your original reaction to this circumstance. It's for a higher purpose that I think in time, when you contemplate what went down, you're going to understand, oh, I see what you're doing, universe. Like, you're trying to get me out of my shell. And essentially, you're going to impact this person in a really beautiful way if you choose to raise your vibration and be the bigger person. You're setting yourself up for really good karma. If you do that, something big, something really nice is going to come to you. Anyway, I'm going to leave you with that, Libra. I really like this message for you. This is such a cool message. This could also be something among like a sister-in-law or especially a mother-in-law. With the Empress coming up, the Empress frequently has a tie to the mother. And especially that whole thing about the baby shower. Maybe you're pregnant. Maybe there's issues with the mother-in-law. I don't know. Anyway, this has a lot of optimism to it. This has a lot of hope to it. So, I hope this helps those who needed to hear it. I hope it resonates. That's what I got for you, Libra. Thanks for tuning in today. I do appreciate you. Remember to smash the like button. That really does help me. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. That lets the YouTube bots know that you like these videos and you are here for more of them in the future. Other than that, I will see you next Thursday for more tarot. Bye, beautiful Libra squad.